The night was quiet. Too quiet. The small human camp was almost asleep. A fire burned low in the center, and only a few guards walked slowly around the tents. Most people were resting after a long day of work. Then it happened. The sound of running feet broke the silence. Fast, light steps. Someone was coming closer. The guards raised their weapons, ready for danger. A shadow appeared at the edge of the firelight. It was small. It was a child, but not a normal child. The boy's skin was pale, glowing faintly under the moonlight. His hair was wild, and his large eyes shone bright like liquid silver. His face looked almost human, but not completely. He was something in between. The guards froze, not sure what they were seeing. The boy stumbled forward, breathing hard, tears in his eyes, and then he cried out in a strange, broken voice, "Help! My mom's foot hurts, human." The words shocked everyone. The boy was calling them human like he was not one of them. People came out of their tents, curious, afraid, confused. The camp filled with whispers. The narrator, a man named Daniel, stepped closer. He had seen strange things before, but never a child like this. His instincts told him that this was not a trick. The boy was desperate, and his fear was real. Daniel knelt down, keeping his voice calm. "What happened? Why are you here?" The boy's eyes filled with fresh tears. His voice shook. "My alien mother. She fell into a savage trap. She is hurt. Please hurry before the hunters come back." Everyone gasped. An alien mother? A trap? Hunters? The words fell heavy into the cold night air. Some people laughed nervously. Others stepped back in fear. But Daniel did not move. He looked into the boy's eyes and saw something true, fear and love mixed together. The boy grabbed Daniel's hand tightly. "Human, you must come. If you don't, she will die. Please, help my mom." For a moment, Daniel hesitated. Helping an alien could be dangerous. The hunters the boy spoke of could be nearby. This could be a trap to lure humans into danger. But then he looked again at the boy's trembling body. The dirt on his face, the raw fear in his voice. No child could fake this. Daniel stood up. "Show me the way." The boy's face lit up with hope. He pulled Daniel toward the dark forest that stretched beyond the camp. Some of the guards tried to stop them. "Wait! You don't know what's out there. It's not safe." But Daniel only said one thing. "If it was your mother, would you wait?" Silence fell. No one answered. Daniel and the boy stepped into the shadows, leaving the safety of the campfire behind. The forest was alive with strange sounds. The air was heavy, damp, and full of whispers of unseen creatures. Glowing plants lit their path in soft green light. Every step felt dangerous, every shadow looked alive. The boy walked fast, glancing around nervously. "They are close," he whispered. "Who?" Daniel asked. "The hunters. They set traps. They take what they catch." "Human, they will kill you if they see you." Daniel kept his eyes sharp, his hand on the knife at his belt. His mind raced with questions. Who were these hunters? Why did they set traps? And why was this alien child asking him for help? Soon they reached a clearing. The boy stopped suddenly. His small hand pointed forward, trembling. Daniel followed his gaze, and then he saw her. A tall figure lay half hidden in the grass. Her skin was silver, glowing softly in the moonlight, just like the boy's eyes. Her body looked human in shape, but more graceful, more powerful. She was clearly not of this world. Her foot was caught in a cruel device made of metal and bone. Sharp teeth of the trap had pierced deep into her leg. Blood, thick, glowing blue blood, dripped slowly into the dirt. The woman looked up, her face twisted in pain, but still proud, still strong. Her eyes locked on Daniel. For a moment, he felt as if she was looking straight into his soul. Her voice was low but firm. "Human, why are you here?" The boy rushed to her side, tears running down his cheeks. "Mom, I brought him." "He can help." The alien mother shook her head, grimacing. "No, take my child away. Leave me here. It is not safe for you." Daniel stepped closer, feeling the weight of her gaze. "But if I leave you, you will die." Her eyes softened just for a second, but then she looked into the forest, fear flashing across her face. "They are coming," she whispered. "The hunters. If they find us here, none of us will survive." The boy clung to her arm, refusing to let go. "No, Mom. Don't say that." "He will save you," he promised. Daniel felt his heart pound in his chest. He looked around the dark forest where shadows moved and branches shook. Something was out there. Something waiting. He had only seconds to decide. Would he run back to safety, or would he stay and face whatever monsters were coming, just to save a mother who wasn't even human? The night grew darker. The air grew colder. The hunters were near, and the story had only just begun. Daniel stood frozen for a moment, his eyes scanning the dark forest. The alien mother lay bleeding, the child crying beside her, and unseen hunters moved somewhere beyond the trees. The night pressed close, heavy with danger. The mother's voice was sharp, almost a command. "Leave, take the boy. Do not risk your life for me." But Daniel shook his head. Something inside him refused to abandon her. Maybe it was the boy's desperate eyes. Maybe it was his own human instinct to protect. He stepped closer, kneeling near the trap. The cruel device looked like it was made from both metal and bone. Its teeth had pierced deep into her ankle. It wasn't a human weapon. It looked older, darker, as if it belonged to a savage species that enjoyed pain. Blue blood pulsed out slowly, glowing faintly. The ground around her shimmered with the strange light. Daniel reached toward the trap. "I can try to open this." The mother's hand shot out, gripping his wrist with surprising strength. Her silver eyes burned into his. "You touch this and they will smell you. This trap is marked. It tells them when prey is caught." Daniel pulled back, heart pounding. A marked trap? That meant the hunters already knew she was here. They were on their way. The boy looked between his mother and Daniel, fear shaking his small voice. "Please, human, we cannot wait. They come fast when they smell blood." Daniel scanned the trees again. Shadows moved. Leaves rustled, though no wind blew. A low growl echoed, faint but clear. Something was circling them. The forest felt alive, breathing, watching. Strange plants glowed faintly in blues and greens, casting ghostly light across the clearing. Some flowers opened and closed slowly, as if they were watching too. The air buzzed with insect-like whispers, sharp and alien. Daniel realized this was not a normal forest. It was a hunting ground. The mother groaned softly, pain twisting her face. For the first time, her proud, strong mask slipped. She was suffering badly. Daniel clenched his jaw. He could not leave her. He pulled a small blade from his belt and studied the trap again. The device had gears and sharp teeth like a predator made of steel. If he forced it, he might snap her leg. If he wasted time, the hunters would arrive. The boy knelt beside him. His small fingers brushed across the trap, touching strange symbols carved into the bone. His eyes glowed as if the mark spoke to him. "My people know these signs," the boy whispered. "But this one is old. Savage kind, it means prisoner." Daniel's blood ran cold. This wasn't just a weapon. It was meant to capture, not kill. The hunters wanted the mother alive. Why? Before he could ask, a sound ripped through the forest. A deep mechanical howl. It made the ground vibrate. The mother's eyes widened. "They are near. Human, you must choose now." Daniel gritted his teeth. He jammed his blade into the trap's gears, forcing it sideways. Sparks flew. The metal screamed. The boy winced, clinging to his mother. The trap snapped open suddenly, and the mother gasped in pain. Daniel pulled the cruel device off her leg, tossing it into the shadows. Blue blood flowed freely now, but she was free. Her leg trembled, too weak to hold her. She tried to stand, but collapsed, clutching the boy for balance. Daniel bent down, offering his shoulder. "Lean on me." She hesitated, silver eyes narrowing. Her voice was low. "You risk yourself for one not your kind." "Why?" Daniel answered without thinking. "Because no child should watch their mother die." For the first time, her hard gaze softened. She said nothing more, but she accepted his arm. Together, they stumbled away from the clearing. The forest seemed to close in around them, branches curling like claws, shadows stretching long. The glow of the plants dimmed as if the entire place warned them. "You cannot escape." The boy guided them quickly through narrow paths, whispering warnings. "Do not step there. The ground will bite. Stay away from those flowers. They spit poison." Every step felt like walking through a nightmare. Strange eyes glowed between the trees. Shapes moved in the mist. The hunters were following. Suddenly, a heavy thud shook the earth. Then another. A low metallic growl rolled across the forest. Daniel froze. Through the trees, a figure appeared. It was huge, twice the height of a man. Its body looked part beast, part machine. Long claws glinted in the dim light, and red eyes burned from its skull-like face. Chains rattled on its arms and steam hissed from its chest. One of the hunters. The boy gasped, hiding behind Daniel. The mother tensed, her silver eyes fierce despite the pain. The creature sniffed the air, its red eyes locking on them. Its voice was like metal grinding against stone. Prey, found. Daniel's breath caught in his throat. The hunter stepped forward, slow and certain. There would be no more running. The hunter's red eyes glowed like fire in the mist. Its claws scraped against the ground, sparks flashing as metal hit stone. Every step made the earth tremble. Daniel tightened his grip on the knife. His heart raced, but his face stayed hard. The boy clung to his mother, trembling, whispering, "Don't take her. Please don't take her." The alien mother, despite her injury, raised her head high, her silver eyes locked on the beast. Her voice cut through the night like a blade. "You cannot have me. I am not your prey." The hunter tilted its head, almost curious. Then it growled, steam bursting from vents across its chest. "You bleed. You are weak. Weak belongs to us," it lunged forward. Daniel shoved the boy aside and raised his knife. The strike came fast, too fast. The beast's claw missed Daniel's chest by inches, carving a tree in half behind him. Wood exploded, the tree crashing down in a roar. Daniel rolled, dirt clinging to his hands and knees. His mind screamed that this was madness, fighting a monster of steel and flesh with nothing but a blade. But he could not turn back. The boy's mother stood behind him, unable to run. The mother lifted her hand. Her palm glowed faintly, silver light weaving through the air. For a moment, Daniel thought she was summoning power, some alien force to destroy the hunter. But the glow flickered and died. Her wound drained her strength. She staggered, nearly falling. The boy cried out, "Mom! Don't, you'll hurt yourself." The hunter's laughter was like broken metal grinding together. Weak, almost dead. "Easy prey," Daniel's jaw tightened. He charged forward, slashing at the beast's leg. The blade cut deep into the joint, sparks flying. The hunter roared, stumbling for the first time. Its red eyes flared brighter, fury rising. It swung at Daniel, claws slicing the air. Daniel ducked low, rolling between its legs. His knife stabbed upward into a soft joint beneath the armor. The beast howled, twisting violently. The alien mother used the moment. She grabbed a fallen branch, sharp at one end, and drove it into the beast's chest. Blue sparks burst out. The monster staggered back, howling in rage, but it wasn't enough. The beast tore the branch free and threw it aside. Its chest smoked, but it still stood tall, unbroken. Its voice thundered, "You fight well. But one human, one broken alien, one child cannot win." The boy's small voice rang out clear despite his fear. "You're wrong. My mom is strong. Stronger than you." The hunter paused. Its red eyes flicked toward the boy. For the first time, Daniel saw something strange, hesitation. As if the creature recognized him. The mother shouted sharply, "Do not look at him!" She pulled the boy close, covering him with her arm. Her face hardened, anger burning through her pain. Daniel's mind raced. Why would the hunter hesitate at the sight of a child? Who exactly was this boy? The beast roared again, breaking the moment. It charged, claws raised to strike them all down. Daniel grabbed the trap he had thrown aside earlier. Heavy, sharp, cruel. He jammed it open and waited. The moment the beast leapt, Daniel dropped low and slammed the trap against its leg. The teeth snapped shut, biting deep into its metal and flesh. The hunter shrieked, falling hard to the ground. Steam hissed, sparks flew, its body writhing. "Now," Daniel shouted. "Run!" The mother limped forward, leaning on Daniel for support. The boy guided them through the thick forest, his small hands pointing to hidden paths. Behind them, the hunter struggled, tearing at the trap. Its roar followed them, shaking the trees. They didn't stop until they reached another clearing far from the fight. The mother collapsed against a rock, breathing hard, her skin pale from blood loss. The boy held her hand tightly, eyes wet with fear. Daniel crouched beside her. "You're hurt worse now. If we don't treat your leg, you won't last." Her silver eyes turned to him, sharp even in weakness. "You saved me, why?" "You could have left me to die." Daniel hesitated. The truth was simple but heavy. "Because I saw the boy's face. No child should lose their mother." For a long moment she stared at him. Her gaze softened, a faint glow returning to her eyes. She whispered almost to herself, "Perhaps humans are not only destroyers." The boy leaned close to Daniel, whispering quickly, "Human, my mother is important. The hunters want her alive for a reason. If they take her, they will take me too. They will use us." Daniel's stomach tightened. He looked at the boy's silver eyes, then at the mother's proud face. This was not just about saving one life. There was something larger, hidden, dangerous. Before he could ask more, the mother's hand tightened weakly on his arm. They will not stop. More will come, stronger, if you stay with us. You enter a war that is not yours. Daniel looked into her glowing eyes. His answer was simple. Maybe it is my war now. The forest went silent. For a moment, even the insects hushed. Then far away, another howl split the night. The hunters were not done. The chase had only begun. The night grew heavier, pressing on the forest like a weight. The silence was not safe. It was the silence of hunters waiting. Daniel stood alert, his knife still wet with sparks from the last fight. The alien mother leaned against a stone, breathing slow and shallow, her leg bleeding faintly with blue light. The boy held her hand tightly, refusing to let go. Then the sound came, a low, distant rumble, then another. Footsteps heavy, crushing the earth. The ground shook under their weight. Daniel looked up, his heart pounding. More of them were coming. The mother's silver eyes flashed with alarm. They are close. Not one, many. The boy's voice broke in fear. They followed us. They always follow the blood. Daniel scanned the trees. Shadows moved, tall shapes with glowing red eyes. First 2, then 4, then 6. One by one, the hunters stepped out from the mist surrounding the clearing. Their bodies gleamed in the faint moonlight. Half machine, half beast. Claws scraped against rocks, chains rattled on their arms, and steam hissed with every breath. They spoke in voices like broken iron. Prey, trapped. Prey, weak. Mother, child, human, all ours. Daniel raised his knife, though it felt small compared to their size. His heart told him there was no way he could win against all of them. But running was no longer possible. The alien mother stood tall despite her pain, her voice sharp and proud. You will not take me. You will not take my child. The hunters growled in unison, their eyes glowing brighter. One of them stepped forward, larger than the rest. Its body was covered in thick armor, its claws long like swords. Its voice was deep, commanding. You belong to us. The silver blood is our claim. The child is our future. The human, it paused, tilting its skull-like head toward Daniel. The human dies tonight. The boy hid behind Daniel, his small voice desperate. Human, don't fight them. We cannot win. But Daniel did not step back. His voice was calm, steady. Maybe not. But if I die, I'll take some of you with me. The hunters hissed with cruel laughter, their voices echoing through the trees. Suddenly, the first one lunged. Its claw swept through the air, fast as lightning. Daniel ducked, rolling aside as the ground split open where he had stood. Dirt and stone flew into the air. The mother raised her hand again, silver light flickering in her palm. It flared weakly, casting a glow across the clearing. The hunters paused, uneasy for a moment. The light trembled, then faded. She fell to her knees, her strength too broken to continue. The hunters roared, emboldened. Daniel darted forward, slashing at a hunter's leg. Sparks burst, the blade cutting into flesh beneath the steel. The monster howled, but another swung at Daniel from behind. He barely rolled clear as the claw smashed into the earth, leaving a deep scar in the ground. He was fast, but they were many. The boy cried out suddenly, his voice sharp and strange. He shouted words Daniel did not understand, words in an alien tongue. His eyes glowed bright silver, brighter than ever before. The hunters stopped for a heartbeat. Their heads turned toward him. The glow in their eyes flickered. The leader's voice rumbled, low and dark. The child awakened. The mother's face hardened. She pulled her son close, her voice fierce. Do not look at him. He is not yours. Daniel's mind raced. What was happening? Why did the hunters care about the boy? The leader raised its claw, pointing at the child. Bring him alive. The others roared in agreement, moving forward. Daniel stepped in front of them, knife raised. His voice cut the air. You'll have to go through me first. The leader laughed, a sound like thunder on metal. Then you die first, human, it charged. Daniel braced himself, but at the last moment he grabbed the broken trap from the ground and hurled it at the creature's face. The sharp metal snapped shut across its skull, blinding one eye. The beast howled, stumbling back. The others roared in fury, rushing forward. The clearing exploded into chaos. Claws slashed, sparks flew. Trees shattered under the weight of their blows. Daniel fought with every ounce of strength, dodging, slashing, striking joints and weak points. For every hit he landed, pain followed. Cuts across his arms, bruises on his ribs. The boy shouted again, his voice ringing with strange energy. Silver light burst from his small hands, striking the ground between them and the hunters. The earth cracked, a shock wave rippling outward. For a moment, the hunters reeled, thrown off balance. Daniel pulled the mother to her feet, supporting her weight. The boy clung to her, his eyes still glowing faintly. They had one chance. Move, Daniel shouted. Together, they stumbled into the trees, fleeing through the dark forest as the hunters roared behind them. But as they ran, Daniel looked back once more. The leader of the hunters tore the trap from its face, one eye blazing red, the other ruined. It stared after them, its voice echoing like a curse. You cannot run forever. The child is ours. The war has begun. Daniel's chest tightened. He knew now. This was no simple escape. This was the start of something far larger, far darker, and there was no turning back. The forest shook with the hunters' roars. Their heavy steps crashed through the trees, snapping branches, tearing the earth apart. Steam hissed, red eyes glowed in the mist. The night was alive with danger. Daniel ran as fast as he could, his arm wrapped around the alien mother to support her weight. Her leg trembled, blue blood dripping with every step. The boy ran ahead, small but quick, guiding them through narrow paths hidden between thick roots and glowing plants. Here, human, follow me, this way is safe, the boy shouted, his silver eyes scanning the ground. Daniel trusted him. The child seemed to know where every trap, every danger was hidden. Twice already the boy had stopped them before they stepped onto patches of earth that shimmered with strange energy. Pit traps, he whispered. They eat you whole. Behind them, the hunters howled again. The sound of chains rattled closer. The mother's voice was weak but steady. You cannot outrun them for long. They will track the blood. They will not stop, Daniel gritted his teeth. Then we don't outrun them. We outsmart them. The boy glanced back, panting. How? Daniel scanned the forest. His mind worked fast. He had no plan yet, but he knew one thing. Brute force would not win. The hunters were stronger, faster, but humans survived through cunning. Keep moving, Daniel said. I'll think of something. They reached a wide stream, water glowing faintly under the moonlight. Mist curled over its surface. The boy pointed to the other side. If we cross, we can reach the caves. The caves hide scent. They will not smell us there. Daniel nodded. Go. The boy splashed into the water first, quick and nimble. Daniel followed, half carrying the mother, the cold water rising to his waist. The current was strong, pulling at them, but they pushed forward. Halfway across, a roar split the night. One of the hunters burst from the trees behind them, its body crashing into the stream. Water exploded upward as its claws slashed. Daniel shoved the mother forward, blocking the strike with his knife. Sparks flew as metal met metal. The force nearly tore the blade from his hand. The boy screamed, Faster, human! They are coming! Another shadow appeared on the bank. Then another. Soon red eyes glowed all along the shore. The hunters had arrived. Daniel's mind raced. He remembered the trap he had used before. He couldn't defeat them, but maybe he could delay them. Keep going, he shouted at the boy. Take her to the cave. He pulled a small pouch from his belt, a soldier's kit of fire powder used for signals. He had only one. He struck it against his knife, sparks lighting the powder. Flames roared to life in his hand. The hunters paused, watching. Fire reflected in their red eyes. Daniel hurled the burning pouch into the stream behind him. It exploded with a flash, flames spreading across the water. The river glowed with fire, mist turning into smoke. The hunters roared in rage, stepping back from the flames. For a moment, the fire blocked their path. Daniel pushed forward, dragging the mother through the last stretch of water. Together, they stumbled onto the opposite bank, coughing, soaked but alive. The boy pulled at Daniel's arm. Hurry, the caves are close. They ran again, deeper into the forest. Strange plants glowed brighter here, twisting upward like reaching hands. The air buzzed with whispers as if the forest itself was warning them. Finally, the boy stopped at a wall of stone. He pressed his small hand against a crack, whispering words in his alien tongue. The stone shifted, grinding slowly aside. A hidden passage opened, dark and deep. Inside, the boy urged. Daniel guided the mother into the cave. The boy followed, and the stone slid shut behind them. Darkness swallowed everything. The mother collapsed onto the ground, breathing hard. Her silver skin shimmered faintly in the dark. The boy knelt beside her, tears in his glowing eyes. Mom, you're safe now. They cannot smell you here. Daniel sat against the wall, chest heaving, knife still in his hand. His heart pounded with the memory of red eyes and roaring beasts. But at least for now they had escaped. The mother turned her gaze to him, her voice quiet but heavy. You saved us again, human. Twice now you risked your life. Why? Daniel looked at her, then at the boy. His answer came slow, honest. Because I couldn't live with myself if I walked away. Not from this. Not from him. The boy smiled weakly, but the mother's eyes stayed sharp. She studied Daniel as if searching for something hidden. Finally, she said, "You are different from the others I knew." Before Daniel could ask what she meant, a deep sound echoed through the cave. Not the hunters. Something else. A low rumble like the mountain itself was alive. The boy stiffened, fear returning to his face. "They found us," he whispered. The mother shook her head, her voice grim. "No, this is worse. The caves are not empty. Something sleeps here. Something old." Daniel tightened his grip on the knife. His escape plan had worked for now, but he realized the truth. The hunters were not the only danger. Inside the cave, a new nightmare waited. The cave was dark, but not silent. Every breath echoed. Every drop of water fell like thunder. The air was thick and heavy, carrying a strange smell of ash and stone. Daniel's eyes adjusted slowly to the dim glow from the mother's silver skin. The boy held her hand, whispering softly, as if afraid to wake the mountain itself. Then the ground rumbled. A deep, low sound rolled through the stone walls. Dust fell from above. Something shifted in the darkness. The mother's eyes narrowed. Her voice was low, urgent. "This place is not safe. Something ancient lives here. The hunters will not follow us now, but what sleeps here may wake." The boy looked around nervously. "Mom, we cannot leave. They are outside, waiting." Daniel gripped his knife tighter. His body was tired, cut and bruised, but his mind stayed sharp. He listened. The sound wasn't footsteps. It was breathing. Heavy, slow, powerful. Something very large was asleep deeper in the cave. Before he could speak, the mother tried to rise. Her legs shook, blue blood dripping. She winced in pain but kept her back straight. Even wounded, she carried herself like a queen. Daniel placed a hand on her shoulder. "Don't push yourself. You'll tear the wound open." She looked at him with silver fire in her eyes. "If I do nothing, my child will die. If I fight, maybe he will live. That is a choice every mother makes." Daniel shook his head firmly. "No, you can't stand, let alone fight. You'll kill yourself." The boy's small voice broke the silence. "Please, Mom, don't leave me. Not like this." Her hand touched his cheek gently. Her face softened, love shining through her pain. "I will never leave you. But sometimes a mother must give everything so her child can live." Daniel's heart clenched. He knew what she was saying. She was ready to sacrifice herself. The ground shook again. A deep growl rumbled through the stone. From the far end of the cave, two massive eyes flickered open, golden and ancient like molten fire trapped in stone. The boy gasped, clinging to Daniel's arm. "It's awake." A shape moved in the darkness. Huge claws scraped against the rock. The creature was older than the hunters, older than the forest. Its body was hidden in shadows, but its breath came hot and heavy, filling the cave with the smell of smoke and ash. The mother stepped forward, limping but unafraid. Her silver glow lit the stone, her figure small before the monster's shadow. "Stay behind me," she whispered. Daniel grabbed her arm. "You can't face that thing." "You'll die!" Her eyes met his, calm but full of fire. "I am already dying, human. My leg will not heal in time. But I can give you both a chance." Daniel's voice rose, desperate. "There has to be another way." The boy's tears fell, glowing faintly in the silver light. "Mom, please." "I can fight too. I have power." She knelt, holding his small hands. Her voice was soft but firm. "No, my son. Your power is not ready. If you use it too soon, it will burn you, and then I will lose you." The boy shook his head, sobbing. "But I can't lose you either." For a moment, the mother's face broke. Pain, love, sorrow, all mixed in her glowing eyes. She pressed her forehead against his. "You are my heart, but you must live. Promise me, child. Promise you will live." The boy nodded through his tears. "I promise." Daniel's chest ached as he watched. He had seen war, seen sacrifice, but never something this raw. The rumble grew louder. The monster moved closer, its golden eyes burning brighter. Stone cracked under its weight. The mother stood tall again, silver light blazing brighter than before. Her voice was steady, strong. "Human, take my child. Run when I tell you. Do not look back." Daniel shook his head fiercely. "No, I won't leave you to fight alone." Her gaze locked onto his, unyielding. You already saved me more than once. That is enough. But if you stay now, we all die. Daniel clenched his fists. Every part of him wanted to argue. But in her eyes, he saw something unshakable, the will of a mother who had already chosen her path. The monster roared, a sound that shook the mountain. Fire burst from its mouth, lighting the cave in blinding orange. Its full body came into view, massive wings, scales black as night, claws longer than swords, a beast older than time itself. The mother turned to Daniel one last time. Protect him. For me. Before Daniel could stop her, she stepped forward, silver light blazing from her body. She raised both hands, power flowing despite her wound, brighter than ever before. The cave shook as silver and gold light clashed. The boy screamed, reaching for her. Mom! Daniel pulled him back, shielding him from the firestorm. His heart twisted, knowing what this meant. The mother's figure shone like a star, her power wrapping around the beast, holding it back. Her scream of effort echoed through the cave. Daniel's voice broke as he shouted, "We can't leave her!" But deep inside he knew this was her sacrifice. The cave burned with light. Silver and gold clashed, filling the darkness with fire and sparks. The alien mother stood like a flame herself, her body glowing brighter than the stars outside. Her voice rose in a cry of power as she pushed against the ancient beast. Daniel held the boy tight, shielding him from the heat. Rocks cracked around them, dust falling from the ceiling. The monster roared, shaking the cave, its golden eyes full of rage. "Mom!" the boy screamed, trying to run forward. But Daniel gripped him hard, his voice fierce. "She's buying us time. Don't waste it!" The boy kicked and struggled, his tears glowing silver. "She will die. We can't leave her." Daniel's heart twisted. He wanted to help, wanted to stand beside the mother, but he knew she was right. If they stayed, all three would be destroyed. The mother's voice echoed through the cave, strong even in pain. "Run! Take him, human! Take my son to safety." Daniel hesitated for only a second, then forced himself to move. He pulled the boy toward the tunnel, stumbling through falling rocks and smoke. The boy screamed, reaching his hand back toward the silver light. Behind them, the mother gave everything. Her glow grew brighter, her body shaking with effort. She unleashed a final wave of energy, blinding white that struck the beast in its chest. The monster roared, fire bursting from its mouth as it staggered. The cave shook like thunder. Daniel and the boy ran through twisting passages, chased by the echo of battle. At last they burst out into the open night. Cool air hit their faces. The stars above seemed distant, uncaring. The boy collapsed to his knees, sobbing. His glowing tears stained the dirt. "She's gone. My mom is gone?" Daniel knelt beside him, placing a hand on his shoulder. His voice was heavy. "She gave her life to save you. That's the greatest love a mother can give." The boy's hands trembled. His silver eyes burned brighter. "No, I felt her. She isn't gone." "Not completely," Daniel frowned. "What do you mean?" The boy wiped his tears, his voice suddenly steady. "My mother's spirit is inside me now. Her light, her power. It passed into me when she released it." Daniel stared at him. The child's small frame glowed faintly, silver sparks dancing across his skin. The air around him hummed with strange energy. The boy whispered almost to himself, "I am her son. But now I carry more. I carry her strength, and they will come for me." As if to answer, a distant howl rose from the forest. The hunters. Their red eyes flickered in the darkness far away, moving closer again. Daniel's chest tightened. He had thought the mother's sacrifice ended the danger. But the truth was worse. It had only begun. The boy stood slowly, wiping his face. His voice was soft but strong. "They will never stop. Not until they have me. Not until they control the power inside me." Daniel rose beside him, gripping his knife. His face hardened with resolve. "Then they'll have to go through me first." The boy looked up at him, silver eyes shining with hope and sorrow. "Why do you stay, human? You could walk away. Save yourself." Daniel's gaze did not waver. "Because I promised your mother, and because no child should fight this war alone." The boy's lips trembled, but a small smile broke through his tears. Then, "You are my family now." For a moment, silence fell between them. The night was cold, the forest alive with distant growls, but Daniel felt a fire inside. He had lost comrades before, lost people he cared for, but this time he would not fail. The boy's voice broke the quiet. "Human, my name is Kale, my mother called me that." Daniel nodded, placing a hand on his shoulder. Then Kale, we fight together for her, for what's coming. The hunter's howls grew louder. Red eyes flickered closer through the trees. But Kale's silver glow brightened, filling the night with light. Daniel stood tall beside him, ready. The war was only beginning, and in the shadows, high above the forest, another trap snapped shut. Not for the mother this time, but for them. The unseen enemy whispered in the darkness. The child lives. The human protects him. Good. Let them run. We will take them both when the time is right. The forest trembled. The stars seemed to dim, and the night promised no peace. Daniel tightened his grip on his knife. Kale's silver eyes burned brighter. Together they stepped forward into the darkness. The story was far from over.